All right, today is Sunday, May 26th, day before Memorial Day. And in this video, obviously, we're going to go ahead and look at the Euro USD, see what we're going to can forecast or see what's happening for the week ahead. Last week, I didn't have time to upload a video. Some things came up. So yeah, last week I wasn't able to upload a video. So I decided to let the week go and just follow up on the markets or the Euro USD on this week and what we're going forward. Um, so I think last time I left off was right around this area. I was looking for potentially some type of resistance here in this zone between these median levels. And let me draw that back out. I had it on there before, but I decided to remove it just to clean up the charts. So I think I have it here, generic zone. Here we go. Just to give me that zone in between these two levels. Now you see how these levels were important because there was support here and then finally a push back, slightly a resistance here, and that's where I had some short positions that I ended up adding on. And then when we had this huge spike, if you guys remember, I mentioned that I was actually on my way to Cancun in Mexico, and I was at the airport when the huge spike took place at 8:30. I think it was FOMC day, and completely took me out all my positions. And I had positions all the way from up here, from the old 900s, and my profit pretty much dwindled significantly to a very low number. Right? It's not fun whenever you have a really good trade going on, 300 pips plus, and then the market reverses and does something. What's surprising is that uh, I'm just going to chalk this up to just one of those things when you're trading and you look for something to happen and it just doesn't happen, even though it happened multiple times or consistently in the past, right? So I've been trading this style for over 10 years. It's done very well for me. And you expect all these levels to always get hit. And this was just my target was down here, and it just fell short right before that. Now, usually the reason why I held on to the trade is because the market will sometimes just be shy of that take profit or of that level, reverse a little bit, and then come back and finally hit that level. Well, that didn't happen this time, surprisingly. And, that's just going to happen once in a while. But if you stay consistent with it, it does work out. And it's just one of those things where you always have to manage risk and protect your profits if you're in one. So again, we came up to this zone. You can see how price kind of stalled a little bit here. You had that big push up. And again, I just always like to bring up that these are hike in the sheet candles. I like to use them because they're cleaner and they give, at least for me, a more clear presentation on the charts to identify potential chart patterns. So if I go back to the traditional candlesticks, you can see sometimes it looks a little sloppy. And there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, I've been trading regular candlesticks for a very long time. So for me, it's not really going to be, I can still read the price action. But once I go to icon and sheet candles, it's just, I don't know what it is. It just gives it like a cleaner, consistent, viewpoint. And it's easier for me to spot the price action. So you can see this resistance right over here, and market started stalling out, and then trying to make a move. And then once it got above this long-term median level, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have to stay flat, and it's not gonna be, this is not a trade that I want to hold on to, and ended up getting out. And I've been flat ever since, even though down here we had a really nice setup, which you could take the high from here at the time here, and then you had a, what those are familiar with, the hidden divergence, right? Right here, you expect the market to try to get into a resistance zone and then a hidden divergence, which signals a reversal. But that didn't happen. The market just started continuing higher, and then it stopped right in between these levels. This level up here, you can see this nice resistance all the way back here because this is the pivot. This is at the main pivot point of the year. And then we found some support here, even at the beginning of the year. So I ended up just waiting to see if we're going to get back up into this level again for maybe an opportunity to short. If I bring up a box that I'm looking at right now, somewhere up here, I'm going to wait to see if we get some movement a little higher and then maybe look for an area of resistance here. Because again, we'll still have something interesting on the MACD. We still have this high up here, and the MACD actually made a higher high slightly when it got to this area, and you would see a resistance here, a well, not a resistance, a high, and then another slightly higher high. But the Euro USD, the price action didn't surpass or even equal this high yet, so there probably is some sellers coming in here, and but the market still it bounced up and it's starting to move up. If I go back to the traditional candlesticks, you can see came all the way down, had this wick and this candle, and now a nice reversal to end the week. So with Monday being a holiday, yeah, I don't expect anything major to happen until at least Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, right? So we want to see if this market goes up. But if it does come up here to this and equal this resistance area, what I find interesting is that the divergence play or the hidden divergence play is kind of pretty much, it already took its course because you have this high over here and then you have this other slightly higher high, and then you have this high back here with a slight lower high. You can tell that obviously there was resistance, which kind of equals this area of resistance as well. And then the MACD is starting to fall over. So if we do continue higher, I expect for this to turn into a normal divergence where this is going to be a high here, and then the MACD is going to slightly move up, but it's not going to surpass this high. And obviously, the price action will be higher than this high. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, being flat and waiting to see if we get some kind of price action. Another thing is, I'm not huge on harmonic patterns, but there's two patterns that sometimes really stick out to me. And number one is Gartley patterns, and number two is cipher patterns. I don't know if it's me or not, but this looks like a cipher pattern to me. So we start up here. Let me just take this tool all the way down here. And looking for this area here, but I'm just kind of looking for this zone right here. Up in, like I mentioned before, up in this area on the pivot zone, and then fall over. So that still might be in play. I don't know. Again, I'm just staying flat until we get into one of these areas up here, or maybe we don't. Maybe we continue down and come back into this in between these two median levels. But right now, in between for me is no man's land, and I would prefer, if I'm going to short, to get back up here, and maybe this is a pattern that plays out and rolls over to at least 150, maybe 200 pips, right? So that's something that I am watching for. Let me remove this here, and let's take a quick look at the weekly chart. And it's pretty much, again, just up, down, up, down, up, down, all this through here. Maybe we're going to get another move up to this area, and then we're going to fold over again. Will we get back down here? That is questionable. I won't really consider that unless we get below these two median levels. And I know that back here, I just said on the daily chart that we got through, and I'm very surprised that it didn't come down to this area because it was a perfect area of support. You have this support here, and I thought it was in the bag that we would reach this area of support here, which otherwise known as S1. So we'll have to see if this market's gonna push up here and then pull back, or if we're gonna continue higher, then just have to reevaluate and be like, maybe we're gonna break out of this big consolidation. So, because that's exactly what it is. You can see back here, if I take this, just one big, just one big zone, right? For the past year and a half, maybe, just not really trending. Like this is a nice trend. This here is a trend. Not a huge trend, like about 50% of this move, but it's an aggressive trend. You can see these huge moves on a weekly basis where there was, a huge move up. It kind of like tapped out a little bit, and then another massive push before we finally get some consolidation, another massive push, and then move up. This was more controlled, trendy, little by little, little by little, little by little, until it finally bottomed out here. Nice push up, and then it's just been on sideways. So we have to see how the market develops after the holiday. But for now, we're staying flat, and we'll just see how the market reacts after more of the holiday. So that's it for now. If you're in this trade, if you're in a trade, I should say, just manage a risk, and always use your stop loss on your original or initial positions, and protect your profits when you do have profits. Protect those and lower your stop just to lock in, just in case the market does an unpredicted reversal. So with that said, I hope you like the content. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to enter a trade, and that way we can look for an opportunity to make some money. I will see you guys on the next video, and I hope you have an awesome holiday and weekend. Talk to you then.